Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Saldana, do you have any idea how many convicted criminals have been arrested by ICE this year?
I believe that number, excuse me? Oh, I'm sorry. I believe that number is, let's say for 14, it's 177,960, about 56% of those that were removed from the country. Are you asking for 15 thus far, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have that readily available, but I'm happy to provide it.
I would appreciate that. Well, then, would you have any idea how many have been released this year?
This year we have, I think, somewhere in the neighborhood of, actually, I don't have that number, sir. I don't have
Okay,
that number.
so I'm assuming then you don't have any projections this year from previous years?
For
Or how many
release
are
of
going to be
criminals?
arrested, how many are going to be released?
No. Projections?
Yes.
No,
Okay.
we don't.
Well, based on the last couple of years, there's been over 50,000 released. So it would be my assumption then we will continue down that trend. Last time that you appeared here, I had spoken to the sheriff of Gwinnett County, Georgia, which is one of the top 5 counties in the country, dealing with the problem of illegals being released in their county. I was told by the sheriff before coming in here that his department has had no communication whatsoever with Homeland Security or ICE before criminals have been released back into his county. We spoke about that, and you assured me that you would start informing local law enforcement agents when criminal aliens are released back into their communities. Is that system, and in fairness, you said you didn't know when that would occur. My question, is that system in place now?
Well, I think what I said was it is not systematic. We have relationships all over the country where people pick up the phone and call each other. What I want is a systematic process. That's what I'm always interested in, establishing systems and procedures that will assure that. That's what that law enforcement notification system is about that I mentioned in my opening statement, LENS, which we have tested already in Texas, Louisiana, and one other state, Virginia, I think. Those 3 states. And we plan to have all the states connected to a systematic notification system by the end of the year.
Well, your comment to me was that your department, your agency would be informing local law enforcement agents and departments when you release criminals back into their communities. And that is not in place still.
That has begun, sir, in 3 states, Texas included, where we have a substantial amount of activity.
Okay, when is it going to be completed throughout the rest? I want to know when, next time I call one of my sheriffs, that they will be able to say to me that you contacted them, your department contacted them when thieves, murderers, rapists, whatever, have been released back into their communities.
As I said earlier, by year end, we should have the entire country covered. And your department will get a phone call this afternoon.
Okay, so you are saying to this committee that by the end of the year, every local law enforcement agent throughout the country will be notified before an illegal is released back into their community?
The way I described it, sir, it is a notification system that goes to the state. You know, we can't, I don't know, we have 254 counties in Texas, which is a large number. What we ask them to do is to connect up with the state notification system. We give the information to the state, and the state has already in
So
place.
local law enforcement will not be notified, the state will. And so it will be left to the state to communicate it abroad.
Yes, and we're discussing it with the governors of those states and the people who implement the system. They're more than happy to do this.
Does ICE or any other agency in our government monitor the activities of criminals following their release?
Many of them are released with conditions, including supervision, reporting in, ankle bracelets, other conditions that are imposed in making the decision to release somebody under those conditions.
This is an issue that I think people are sick and tired. Americans cannot fathom, cannot understand why illegal individuals in this country who are repeat offenders of crime are continually released back in their communities. They shouldn't be in the country in the first place, let alone walking freely in our communities to the tunes of tens and tens and tens of thousands. And Mr. Chairman, I just express my great concern with this, and I yield my time.